So I was wondering why dead fish float and how live fish don't. Because, when we go out and swim, we float because we have air in our lungs, right? But when a fish dies underwater, how are they able to float when they don't have air in their lungs? Because they're underwater, right? There's no air underwater. Okay. Anyway, I asked my coworker who works in the fish department this question. How can dead fish float? And he turned to me and he said, quite seriously, Kaylee, only dead fish go with the flow. Something to think about. Something to think about, yeah. Now, if you've known me for a while, you know that I am a pretty indecisive person. I really am. I mean, picking restaurants is a nightmare. And I think the reason is because when I was a kid, it would take fucking forever. I mean, if you don't believe me, which one do we choose out of these three? Okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. My mother said to pick the very best one, and you are not it, you dirty, dirty dish rag, you. Red, white, and blue. You're out. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You get the point. It'd go on forever. And by the time I'd pick, you'd be out the door already. And this is ironic because I'm usually the one that knows what I want even before I park the car. You ever been to the Ren Fest? Yeah, if you're in Michigan, it's up in Holly. Yeah, it's amazing. Hella expensive, but totally worth it. I mean, you can get a discount at Kroger if you wanted to, but I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. But anyway, it's one of the only places that you can go where you can walk in wearing whatever the hell you want without anyone judging you. Because it's the Ren Fest and I love it. However, I got one funny story that has scarred me for life to this day. Or rather, it scarred me in my nether regions. I'll explain in a second. So, you know those soup bowls they sell? Okay, if you haven't had it, try it. You'll fall in love. Except when it's like 90 degrees outside. Then I wouldn't recommend it. But anyway, Mom and I are sat on a bench eating our soup, right? Having the time of our lives. Well, what I didn't realize was that there was this guy in like some kind of pickerbush costume behind us. And I was wearing a kilt. And the best part about wearing a kilt is that, you know, you don't need to wear certain things underneath. But of course, I am a lady. I am a gentlewoman. I would never risk myself in that regard. So, anyway, we were sitting there and we finish eating. I get up, I start walking, and naturally, I feel a sort of disturbance in the force. So I take one step and then another step, and then I realize I have herpes. And there's no bathroom for miles. And why do they do that? The privy is like at the front entrance and then just some random place in the middle. There's nothing in between because it's the Ren Fest. And that's just how we go. And it's all porta potty. So if you're wearing, big costumes, you're kind of fucked. So anyway, I had to go through the treacherous journey of walking with my mother and like trying so hard not to walk like I naturally do and, keep my thighs together, right? That's just how I walk. So there I am, trudging along in my kilt, looking like a wannabe Luisa from Encanto, until I eventually got to the porta potty. And that's as awful as it is, guys, being at the most unsanitary place you could be, basically upskirting yourself, or up-kilting yourself rather, and trying to free myself from the prickly demons that have infested my underpinnings. So yes, just be warned. If you go to the Renaissance Festival and there's a prickly bush guy, be warned. You guys want to hear my favorite joke before I go? Okay. Short, sweet, you're going to love it. All right. So this woman is walking down the street, and she's carrying a house. A man walks past her and goes, "Wow, that looks really heavy." The woman turns around and goes, "No, it's a lighthouse." Ha ha, thank you everybody. Good night.